Hello, everyone. I'm Chester44, also known as Fly, and welcome to this Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous. Last episode, I believe we'd taken care of some more things with the Crusade mode, and now it's time for us to actually head out and take care of things here that need to be taken care of. So, let's head to the fortress gates. I believe my plan is... I'm going to take... Let's see, change things a bit. We are going to take... How about Woljif, Lan, Ember, and Nenio. Now, I'm taking these because we need to get to Baphomet's Shrine. We're gonna try and do these other things on the way. So, we're gonna teleport to the Lands of Yathwatch Bastion and head around this way. And get back to here. So, teleport to the Lands of Yathwatch. Let's see, there it is. We're gonna head over this way. Start with the Ravaged Longhouse. Go ahead. This area should be relatively easy, I think.
It's time to act.
I mean, we could have gone to this area in the Act 3 instead of Act 5, so... The creatures here are probably going to be really easy to deal with.
I'm gone. We do it my way.
Okay. I do see the longhouse in the middle there. Another thing to loot here. A well.
The mongrel did it.
Okay, that was just another way around. And I'm guessing that well will go down into the basement as well.
This will be quick.
Cover me, already.
Bodax! Already getting complete. The bereft one.
Don't hold back.
As I was saying. Very easy to deal with these guys here.
Pretty good, aren't I?
On the brink of death. Whenever the wearer's health is below 50, each attack against the wearer has a chance to reflect dealt damage. Pass a reflex save or suffer the attack. That's actually a pretty good one.
I'm off.
Okay. I believe this is the well. Well, we definitely need all of those.
I do what I must.
Those are for one of the big quests that we need to deal with. And that's about all... Oh, wait. Is there something over here that I missed?
There's something here.
There actually was. I mean, it's a dead end, so I can't go any further, but hey, nice. I got negative levels out of that. That's unexpected. Okay. Is there anyone I can give this to? You know what? Here, Lan. You can wear that one. Let me check something. Well, let me get outside first. Then I need to check a thing. Everyone's caught up? There we go. Now, I need to check a small thing. Give me a moment. Alright, got the information I needed. And we can leave. I should probably see how long that's gonna last, but I imagine it's probably gonna wear off by the time we get to the next location. Doesn't say. Oh, and something in Crusade mode? Sela reports that the Crusaders investigating the stolen souls are awaiting an audience in Dresden. We'll definitely get on that soon. Alright, our forces can now move on to where they were going to go. Setsuna, I'd like to see if you can take out this demon army. Give it a try. Witches, barbarians, and blood ragers. I think a fireball would do fantastic here. Beautiful. And there we go. Nice and easy. The soldiers have wiped out a gang of wild and bloodthirsty Kelids, descendants of Sarkorians who bent their knees before the demons. Their chief, a vicious witch in blood-stained clothes, died clasping a most precious relic. This ring grants its wearer a +4 deflection bonus to AC and a continuous freedom of movement spell. Only chaotic characters can wear it. Okay. It's actually not too bad. Alright, and we do have a demon army here to look at. I might be able to kill it. It's possible. Okay, so we need to get the core of the riddle, but we'll be passing by these old Sarkorian mines. I'd like to go investigate those. Remains of a disgusting feast. Okay, we'll go to that later. A turn has gone by. Ah, the Baphomet's fire relic. What was it I was gonna go for? Give me a sec. We're gonna go with the gloves. A skilled alchemist used Baphomet's fire to spin fine glowing threads, durable and reliable. With these threads, he sewed a pair of gloves that now hold a spark of Baphomet's power. Okay. We'll give it another day, and then we'll do the thing. Okay, old Sarkorian mines. We need to rest. Camouflage, definitely gonna be you. You can actually do pretty good there, so you can do this. And get some assistance. And you two are basically our best spotters, so let's begin resting.
How are you able to think of jokes so quickly? I can't make jokes at all.
So you've seen how fast a paladin can bring up their shield to fend off a blow? It's the same thing. Takes years of practice.
Ah. Well, that's successful. Now, let me drop a save before we step in here. Alright, into the old Sarkorian mines. Let's see. We have been through this place before. There you are, Sealkind. Captain Sealkind looks much thinner, dustier, and more exhausted than before, but he is as determined and optimistic as ever. A meeting I did not expect. Allow me to congratulate you on your return from your expedition to the Abyss. Why did you leave Dresden? My disagreements with the top brass became insurmountable. I treated our expedition here like a rescue mission from the very beginning. I told them that there were refuges behind enemy lines, full of people who needed our help. Alas, the leadership was only interested in how much Nerosian would pay for the chopped-off heads of demons and cultists. After just a few months, they sent their emissaries and tried to remove me from command. I don't mind facing a court of my comrades, but who would carry on with my mission? So I left town and had a little adventure of my own. What are you doing here? Sealkin flexes his fingers, grimacing in pain. Digging. I spent the last 3 days shoveling dirt. After they forced me to leave Dresden and the Blackstone Company, I fully devoted myself to archaeological excavations. When you discovered my missing patrol in this area, I had a hunch that I'd been moving in the right direction. And I was correct. I bet there's a Sarkorian settlement hiding just behind this door. I'd like to believe that there will be living Sarkorians in there. Unfortunately, I ran into some difficulties and was about to go for help when you showed up. Well, it seems like we met you just in time. Warchief, we must help him. What if some of our people really did survive? How did you know to look here? It really is simple. There was a mining town called Zasvel not far from here. According to archived records, the demons raised it, but 14 years after the world wound opened, a Sarkorian refugee in Mendev had a strange vision. He was a shaman, and in a trance his ancestors told him that some of his kinsmen were still alive, waiting to be rescued from a prison of stone. Subsequent genealogical research confirmed that these kinsmen used to live in this town. As for the prison of stone, I think the hint was pretty clear. They sought refuge in the caves below. I've never been to Zasvel, but I've heard about the folk here. Sturdy and stubborn they were, so I believe they were fighting for their lives until the very end. Maybe they still are. Looks like you could use some help. Well, that would be very kind of you. I managed to uncover this door, but opening it without any tools is beyond my capability. I found a poor fellow buried under the rocks, a Kelid judging by his appearance. If you can help get his body out from under the rubble, I can use it to prove that my theory is correct. Then I will be able to return here on a full-fledged expedition. Let's not waste time. All together now. I knew I could count on you. Also, we should search the body. Ugh, judging by the stench, it's been here for weeks. Okay, I've got my levels back. We're fine. Let's see here. Key from the cave. Excellent. Let's try to open this door. It's a very gear-like door, I have to say. Well, it's open. Hello. A bunch of pale and emaciated humans wearing blue rags look at you with fearful eyes. Their leader is a tall old man. Who are you? Are you demons? Clutching a pickaxe with hands that still have strength in them, the old man mutters to his fellows. My father said demons have red eyes and spew fire out of their asses. Is it possible the buggers have grown less nasty over the years? We're no demons, old man. We're crusaders, the sworn enemies of demons. The gray-haired man lowers his weapon and turns to his comrades with obvious doubt. Crusaders? Who are they? Father never told me about them, but if you aren't demons, welcome. The old man makes a serious effort to crack an affable smile. Now tell me, Crusader, or whatever you are, what's happening on the surface? How far away are our forces? When will we be rescued? How soon will Sarkoris beat back the demons? So that's how I looked to everyone when I woke up. I don't know whether to laugh or cry. We'll drive the demons away soon, but I have bad news about Sarkoris. It fell over 100 years ago. The old man's face grows dark. So that's how it is, then. Sarkoris is no more. our kinsmen, our clans, our country. Everything's gone. You've brought ill tidings, and many sad songs will be sung around our fire tonight. Not everyone died, old man. Sarkoris fell, but plenty of Sarkorans are still alive. We'll reclaim our homeland and bring it back to life. You'll see. I hope you do, but I fear I won't live to see it. God's willing, my grandchildren will see Green Sarkoris, and maybe my great-grandchildren. Who are you? What do you mean, who are you? We live here, you know. This place was called Mineshaft 14 back when they mined iron here. But then, after demons poured out of the stinking world wound, the miners and local folks hid down here and sealed the door behind them. That's how we survived. We've been waiting for outside help ever since, while 4 generations were born right here in this cave. But our compatriots don't seem to be in a hurry to mount a rescue. The old man's voice rings with bitterness. Amazing! A genuine relic! A culture completely isolated from outside influences. This is what I call unearthing a priceless treasure. Sealkin addresses the old man with passionate interest. Do you know how many years have passed since then? Do you take us for savages? Of course we do. We would have vanished in the dark ages ago if we weren't counting time. Do you know what it feels like when nothing ever changes? When you can't tell the difference between minutes, hours, or days? That's creepy, Sonny. So we take turns keeping track by counting heartbeats. We change every 15,000 pulses. Merg is the one counting now. The old man nods toward a stocky miner right next to him, who looks a bit absent-minded and sometimes moves his lips silently. I mean, that's a little different from tracking gongs, but Have you ever tried to escape? Do we look like people with a death wish? Or do you take us for boulder-brained fools? Everyone knows there's death outside, with stinking demons rampaging all over the place. Suppose we do get out. What next? Where would we go? How would we survive? We've never seen the sun in the sky, so everybody would be blind. We've never felt grass under our feet or smelled breezes wafting from the fields. The world would be dangerous and strange. No, we'd rather stay here where it's safe and where the darkness is our own. Pity we don't have a dwarf with us, they might have something to say. How do you even survive here? Words start pouring from the old man's mouth like water from a broken dam. It is clear he has been waiting for the chance to recite his list of woes. We survive solely by the gods' providence, thank goodness for that. Our existence is tolerable, although things could certainly be better. When our ancestors entered the mine shaft and sealed themselves in, they realized they had nothing but rocks to eat and nothing but dirt to pour down their throats. And so the priests gathered and prayed to the 3 deities, Erastil, Gozra, and Pelura, beseeching them to protect us. And that night, a stream sprung in the deepest tunnel. Everybody thought they were about to die, that everyone would drown before they even got the chance to starve. But the stream formed a lake, then the water stopped and never rose any higher. Thus our ancestors got water, fish, and moisture for growing mushrooms in the caves, plus a sign that they had not been forgotten by the gods. The old man spits out a glob of phlegm. And what a sign it was. Have you ever tried subsisting on fish and fungi? Just fish, fungi, each day until the end of your life. Had our ancestors been smart, they would have prayed to the gods to teach them to eat rocks. We have rocks aplenty, all kinds. But no, we do not complain. Instead, we humbly give thanks to our blessed patrons. There is an ancient temple not far from the mine shaft. We call it the Shrine of the Three. Judging by its direction, it's exactly where our spring comes from. Except... there's a limit to any miracle. Has some misfortune befallen you? A misfortune? We have a word for this misfortune, but you're too young to hear such obscenities. Our stream has gone bad. The water in it has become foul and rotten, barely fit to drink. The fish in this poison just die, while we waste away from stomach cramps. We had no choice but to send one of us to scout the shrine. The luckiest one, gods be damned. He was gone for 3 days, then we heard rattling at the door, as if someone was trying to unlock it. A deafening crash followed. The rocks behind the door rumbled, dirt flowed, and then there was silence. We couldn't even unlock the door to see what happened on the other side. One thing was clear, our lucky guy was dead, and now you've shown up. Mayhap you've been sent by the gods. Do you mind checking what's happened at the Shrine of the Three? You're used to moving around in the open, quite unlike us. The Brigadier's words betray a hint of jealousy. The captain turns to you and speaks quietly but forcefully. Not helping them would make us criminals in the eyes of humanity and history. Yeah, I'll deal with your problem. The old man nods gratefully and croaks. That's good, outsider. Do not fail us. We've already had our fair share of suffering. The foreman makes a brief arcane gesture, and you feel a gentle breeze caress your face. Warding spells protect the shrine, but they will not harm you as long as you bear my mark. I want to know more about the Shrine of the Three. Our ancestors visited the shrine to pay to the three gods who look after our people. Legends say that before the shrine was dedicated to Erasto, Pelura, and Gozre, it was associated with an older set of gods whose names are now forgotten. It is said that they went into exile, to worlds beyond our own, beyond our knowledge. When demons spewed forth from the world wound, the god callers who safeguarded that place squared off against them and lost. The very last of them sealed the shrine, fled its protection, and joined a group of his frightened kinsmen who looked for refuge. It was my father, the last god caller in our family. I have heard so much about the sacred tradition. God callers would contact the lesser deities of Sarkoris, clan gods, and sometimes even patrons of individual families. Many scholars even believe them to be not deities proper, but powerful spirits from the entourage of real gods. The captain notices the foreman's scathing glare, then immediately corrects himself. But that mistake is doubtlessly caused by a lack of truthful knowledge about Sarkoris and its culture. I have some questions about how you survive. The old man adjusts the blue rags on his shoulders, then nods regally. Ask away if you're that curious. I am the foreman, and I speak for all of the mine shaft. Tell me more about this place. The foreman's voice is filled with a mixture of pride and bitterness. The mine shaft is our home. It's a large and glorious mine, except nobody ever expected humans to dwell here. The top passages were exhausted ages ago, and we use this space to build our homes. Down below is the Great Hall, where our clan gathers to discuss matters of importance, listen to stories, and cook our food. There's a crack in the rocks that sucks out the smoke and allows fresh air to trickle in. The small tunnels run deep. They're very damp and good for all kinds of mushrooms. There's a lake at the very bottom. They say our ancestors used to fish using bait, bugs and worms, that kind of thing. But we spear our food. We dive into the deep and stab fish with a pointy stick. Our home is a harsh mistress. It wasn't built for men, it was built for work. But what can we do? What are those clothes you're wearing? Oh, they're mining overalls. What do you expect us to make new clothes from? Fish scales? These garments were worn by our forefathers, and they are the only thing from the surface that we have left. We patch them up the best we can, but they get threadbare anyway. We'll be walking stark naked in a generation or two, like kobolds or some other beasts. But that's alright, as long as our descendants keep counting time so we don't turn wild. If we forget time, we'll become animals, grow fangs and eyes big as saucers. Then we'll devour one another. That's probably suspicion, but yee. What's your name? I was named Jarrison at birth, but the last 24 years people have simply been calling me Foreman. It started in the times of my father, and the eldest dweller of the mine has been called Foreman ever since. Oh, my father was a great man, a pious priest, a leader, and a god-caller. Alas, he could not teach me to call the gods, and he carried his knowledge with him to the grave. But my family still honors his memory. You've satisfied my curiosity. I have to go. Since you are not a demon, go. And make sure to wear a hat, or the sun will burn your head. The old man delivers his parting words with earnestness, as if he really believes you are in serious danger. With your permission, I'd like to stay with these people. I can't wait to learn... I must ensure that the inhabitants of the mine are in no danger now that we've unsealed it. Fair enough. And with that, I think I'm going to end this episode here. And by the way, this is basically a big reference. I mean, an underground, sealed location that was protected by a gear-shaped door containing various people wearing blue jumpsuits who are having a problem with their water source, and sent someone out in order to figure out what's wrong and fix it. It may not be as futuristic as the whole reference in Blackwater, but it is still a goddamn Fallout reference. Anyway, I'm gonna end this episode here. Next episode, we'll see if we can find this shrine and help them out. Although we're probably gonna look around here first. That'll be in the next episode. So until then, I am Chester44, also known as Falai. That is me, Ulbrig, Woljif, Ember, Lan, and Nenio. This has been a Let's Play of Wrath of the Righteous, and I shall see you all next time.